Short kick.
All right, start of the second half here. Fremantle by 11 points. Hawthorn right in this game, as are the Dockers. Looking comfortable at the G for one of those rare occasions. Haven't won in Melbourne this year, the Fremantle Dockers. There's Kepra Bradley. Goes wide looking for De Boer. Had to come back inside a little bit. De Boer, Duffield through the middle. He could be gobbled up by Birchall in the back half.
Name was on.
Interception here. Hill now canters to goal, and that's an easy one for the Dockers.
Well, terrific interception there by Stephen Hill, who hasn't had a massive game. He's only had 2 kicks, but didn't that make it hurt? Start of the third quarter, free kick against Lewis there for Tua. The advantage was a good call by the umpire, but this kick at Birch was a stinker. And just gave too much airplay there for his teammate. And Hill, very, very quick. Closing speed was there. And, well, that's exactly how you want to start the third quarter. They went in at half-time pretty confident. They'll be even more confident now.
17 points up. The Fremantle Dockers. Hill getting the job done. His first real genuine kick of the game for any particular meaning behind it. And the Dockers, as I mentioned, looking for their first win in Melbourne this year. In fact, haven't won in Melbourne since about round 13 last year, I think it was.
There's Hodge at full forward, BT. I think if Freo get another goal, expect him to be swung into the middle immediately.
Well, look at the job that Crowley's done on him. Crowley's had 12 touches, 3 tackles, kicked a goal. As in Hodges really only had 7 possessions, but no impact.
In the middle, fighting Mazungu.
Same again. On, guys. You're under the footy, guys.
Been well umpired the first half of footy here, and the MCG on a Sunday afternoon. Burgoyne out of the middle, got the clearance, has Shields. Looking to pinpoint the pass, couldn't quite get it done to Lyle. It's in the back. A little unlucky there.
The letter of the law, it is in the back. I know the ball was in dead play, but if you still push someone in the back, we'll have another look here. Johnson pushes him in the back.
He's clearly there. Trying to pick the ball up, Max Bailey. He does, but pinned to him. No prior opportunity, said umpire Vozzo. There's Chaney sitting on the bench. The sub, of course, Luke Breust, in his 4th game. Here's Mitchell. Class act. Great composure. And he found the skipper.
Terrific play. The former skipper to kick to the current skipper. Nothing Crowley could do there.
Now, he's got to have learnt from the others and his knowledge of the G here. I know left footer changes things a little bit, Spud, but you don't want to give it away to the right-hand side.
We just saw there on the replay, no sweeper again from Freo to allow Mitchell out of that stoppage.
Luke Hodge with a really important one for the Hawks. Only about 25 metres in it. You can see the angle. In he comes, and he's missed that to the left. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The barrel-chested goal umpire. He's got to have the biggest barrel chest of a goal umpire I've ever seen, that man. He is the fittest goal umpire we have ever produced.
Chesty Bonzetti.
Have a look at him. Barrel boy. Unbelievable. Back into play. Lyle did the defensive punch away. Mazungu gobbled up Guerra to ground. Play goes on, trying to bore his way through there.
Now, this is where Freo need the sweeper. We saw in the first quarter Rioli, Mitchell there a couple of minutes ago. They need a sweeper here, Freo.
Well, they got out the back. Hill goes and pirouettes at the same time and winning the ball. Mazungu fast hands, Fyfe. Clever, wasn't it, through really solid traffic. High ball, here's Clancy. Had a good game, Pearce. Murphy at the back. De Boer and a bulldozing type tackle. Birchall to the ground. And once again, both of these sides look switched on and ready to compete.
Well, it's a pretty critical game, isn't it, for Fremantle? We know Hawthorn are sailing along nicely. There's Palmer, yet to have a run as the sub. But Fremantle want to stay in touch with the 8.
Yep.
And we know they're good at home, but they need to start winning a few of these games on the road.
Spoke to Chris Bond before the game. He said they really don't get too many players back in the next couple of weeks. Barlow perhaps next week or the week after, but other than that, they're going to have to wait another 3 or 4 weeks.
If they win this game, it gives them a game and a half buffer, 6 points from 9th, 10th and 11th. They lose, They're vulnerable. Their position's vulnerable.
Will be in a good position to attack after their round 16 bye this year, I would have thought, the Fremantle Dockers. Here's Mitchell. Creative little handball to Hodge. Hodge thought through the traffic, and now Sewell with a kick that shimmied off the outside of the boot. And here go the Dockers through Nick Lower. Looking for Main. He's got Schoenmakers to beat.
Good work.
In the end it was. He looked in complete control of that. Here's the little man. Often eats a lot of spinach. Ballantyne. Kick down the line. Got to beat a couple. Pavlich did well for the troops. Waited for them to arrive. Main with a nice handball out of the loop. Opportunity here for Broughton. Inside 50 to an open goal square. Accuracy not there.
We'll head down to David King. Nathan Fyfe looked in a lot of trouble there with an arm injury or a shoulder injury. Kingy.
Yeah, he's come straight to the bench, boys. Looks like an elbow, I think, at this stage. Might be a shoulder. He's in a bit of pain down here. It's a real concern for Nathan Fyfe down here.
Looks like he may have dislocated it, actually.
Well, he did have strapping on that shoulder, so maybe it has just popped out.
Might be one of those loose ones that because you know a lot about.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And you can play with them occasionally, but in the end you'll need to get it repaired.
He's a big loss because he's been on fire in this game.
Crichton. Clancy Pearce. Just love the name.
You do love calling that, don't you?
I do.
Strong hands.
I'll tell you who's been terrific is Broughton. 18 disposals. He's had 10 inside 50s.
Got a bit of a left leg problem here, Clancy, I reckon.
A little cramp, Brian.
Kick wide, Spud. We're early in the third quarter.
Well, when he went down, I saw him grab it as if it was a cramp. It was a beautiful lead.
What was the earliest you ever cramped up?
In the warm-up.
Oh, boy.
There's Nate. Yeah, it's his left shoulder. Let's hope he's okay. Looks to be in a bit of pain.
Fremantle free here.
Oh, gee, this is...
wonder why he didn't pay the advantage again, the umpire.
I think this is against Bailey or Tom Murphy here.
Well, he actually missed it. He missed the goal.
Right.
So they're lucky they didn't pay it.
Okay, just here. That's where you are. Okay? No, both arms around him, mate.
Both arms around him, said umpire Troy Pennell. And now an opportunity here for Jonathan Griffin. Only 30 metres out. Kick on the way is there. Fremantle get another, and he enjoys that, didn't he?
They look to make up their team pre-game figures, and you've got Griffin, Clark, Bradley, Pavlich. I thought they were going in too top-heavy, but their ruckmen have had a real impact, and you can just see Maxi Bailey, the left arm. It wasn't a long time, but in the letter of the law, he was hanging on there, just the left arm there for an instance. But they've had impact, and they've been able to get the ball. You know, Griffin's had the 12 disposal, now kicked the goal. Great game.
So 2 in a row here, 3 consecutively if you count the one at the end of the third quarter.
And 7 of the last 8, Brian.
Yep. Fyfe looking to have recovered somewhat.
That's positive. Yeah, Rioli's now to the middle, BT. It's a good move.
And here he comes. The little man works it forward. Another opportunity here for Fremantle, but Hawthorn, I'm sorry. Fremantle aware of that. And there with their respective opponents.
And Luke Hodge has been moved up to the wing. So they both started forward. Alistair Clark's looking at the scoreboard. I need me 2 playmakers deep.
Opportunity Mitchell. Quick kick out. Gathered in time. Murphy got it back. Quick shot at goal. Osborne missed. Nice score there for the Hawks.
Been a great duel, Crowley and Hodge.
He wanted to go backwards. Lower. He said, this is not the structure. We don't just get it and go. We've got to go wide to someone.
Clancy.
Pearce. Handball to Duffield, impressive. Now Pavlich has got space here if he can get it over the top of Gibson. Linking handball from the running Hill. He can go all the way from there. Goes the low lock ball from Hill. And that's another from the Dockers.
What a run from Hill, Pickers.
Well, you get the ball in the hands of your good ball users, and Duffield did it really well. And the work rate took a bit of confusion. Clancy Pearce involved as well. And you can see on the inside there, Hill just streamed past him. Duffield did the right thing. Give the ball to the blokes who can run and finish. And while Stephen Hill's only had 3 kicks today, 2 of those have been goals in this quarter. He is a class player when he's got the ball in his hands and he's running towards goal.
Fremantle, all of a sudden, as Buddy looks on over the shoulder of Chris Fagan there, 28 points in front, Spud.
Bit of a worrying concern now. They're losing the clearances. Freo running and Hawthorn on the back foot at the moment. This is game on now.
Here's Burgoyne through the middle. He's another one that can help out there in that area. White cross, but have a look at the white jumpers around. It's a 4-on-1 there. In the end, it comes out the back to McFarlane. He'll be happy with the ball up here. Cyril jumps in there, and boy, just resting the knee on the ribs there.
I find Hawthorn elected to put a loose player behind the ball. It's either Murphy or Gibson.
Well, they had to do that, boys, because the last 10 inside 50s for Fremantle have conceded 8 goals to.
Mundy, David King all over the stats, him and Spud.
Yep. Well, that's an amazing stat. 80% strike rate when you get inside 50 and 100% scoring. That is unheard of in today's footy.
But you've noticed how the ball's gone into their 50. How much space compared to when Hawthorn, the slow ball movement of Hawthorn, when they've got it in, especially in the last part of that second quarter and the third quarter, start of this third quarter, there's space everywhere.
Do you take the stats on how many times a rollover embedded in a night, Spud? Because you are a stat machine.
I do, Brian. I do.
Very nice.
I've got a
You've got a
iPad and just keep working at it.
You are below in amongst it there, lower as well. Just Anita, your wife, of course, also, well, she's a statistician full-time in life. And you're certainly following in her footsteps, lower. Gains a little bit of ground for the Dockers.
I had a feeling Anita might have got a mention there.
There's one stat that fails to register, but anyway, we'll move on. This is a very, very good game, and just the shoulder of Suckling there.
Or Suckling, is it? Yep.
Yeah. Just the ball movement of Hawthorn, but just their ball winners, they're just non-existent at the moment. They're waiting for something to happen. Burgoyne, you've got Sewell, Hodge, Rioli. Let's take nothing away from Freo, because they've been super.
Tell you what they have done is there's done a bit of a number on Clinton Young after quarter time. He had 9 touches in the first quarter. He's only had 10 for the game. Crichton has taken him off the ground now. He's done a real good job since quarter time.
So Mark Harvey taking the eyes out of him and trying to close the Hawk dangers down.
Fyfe back out there, boys. He's going straight to Sean Burgoyne on the wing.
Good news, Kingy.
Well, Freo means they've got a loose man as well.
Oh, look at the interception there for Osborne. We've seen 3 of these today. Osborne can turn around, get it over the top to Cyril. He'll walk in and kick his 4th goal. What a crucial one for the Hawks.
I was just about to say, because Hawthorn have got a free, Freo have got a free, so they'll have an easy exit. Well, for the life of me, this kick here from Griffin, that just lays out to Osborne. It's as simple as that.
That's awful.
You know, if you're going to make a mistake, kick it over the top of McFarlane, give him something to run onto. And unselfish from Osborne in the end, because he saw Rioli running into goal, but that's definitely against the flow. It's against the trend of the game. So, Mark Harvey, he'd be disappointed with that.
Cyril kicks his 4th and immediately checks into the service station to get some attention on the hammies. Nothing more than the stock standard rub there. Calves and hammies. The day. Can Fremantle now respond? Duffield. It's a clever clearance out of the middle. Here they come over the top. Mazungu couldn't hold it. Pavlich slips the tackle. Gibson, little left footer. Lovely chiseling ball.
If we can get it to this side of the ground, Mitchell's pushing forward, but Fyfe will close him down.
Right cross to Gibson, the man that originally kicked him. Gibson around the corner. Pulled the trigger just a little bit early, I thought there. Here's the man that's done the damage, Hill. Got it out. This is the linking play that Spud was talking about earlier. Mazungu's got to go. Ran past it. Puopolo. Mazungu opens him up through the middle. Ballantyne trying to shrug the tackle. Recovered the loose ball. Crowley. Fyfe trying to hang on. Cheney stepped in the middle of them. De Boer with a hammering tackle. Stopped in their tracks, the Dockers.
Talking about stopping their tracks. Have a look at Fyfe just to the left of the screen there. Just on from the shoulder. Just had the wind taken right out of him from that bump then.
It's in a dangerous spot still, Fyfe. We'll be putting a bit of time into him at this stoppage.
Mazungu. Here is Fyfe, not wanting to tackle at all.
Yeah,
you can see he was very, very careful there. And Trying to give his shoulder a rest. Here come the Hawks, 3 of them. Roughhead said, here, Aussie, you take it. I'll spin and pirouette out of trouble. Advance it forward. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Hawks. It's now 3-on-2 in favour of the Hawks. Shields around the corner, well worked out. They realised they had the numbers. And Young on his favoured left side here to shoot at goal.
For all intents and purposes, Fremantle had this game cooked until big Jonathan Griffin decided he'd switch play to Michael Osborne. All of a sudden, everyone's involved from Hawthorn. They're tackling harder. They've got the crowd involved. And if he kicks this goal...
Well, it goes from a 28-point lead to a 16-point lead, Pickers. But he misses across the face badly in the end.
The last 2 goals that Hawthorn have kicked have been from switcher plays by Fremantle off half-back, kicking back towards the Hawthorn goal. So it's got to be a bit better than that.
It hasn't been Hawthorn's good play.
No,
it's been the error from the Freo players.
Randy goes down the line. Pavlich caught behind here, and Bailey's legs on his own. Cyril gets there. Now he'll line up for number 5, and don't worry about that. He can go the journey from there.
Looking to try and play on a little bit too, to open up the angle.
Had the pit stop where he got his legs serviced, and he's back out there. He's kicked for the little magician. And he just continues to wow football supporters and opponents. Cyril from 48 off a couple of steps. That is a magnificent goal. Cyril Rioli has kicked 5 and is single-handedly pulling the Hawks back into this one.
He's kicked 5 out of 8. No Franklin, Sorkar, Cyril Rioli. We talked about it at half-time. He needs to kick 6. Well, he's kicked 5. But the issue is they're still 16 points down the scoreboard, but how can Cyril Rioli get out of the loop with no one on him in this situation when he's the only go-to player? You have to ask the question, ball watching, the ball's gone to Bailey, Rioli out the back.
I want to ask you a question, David King. Rioli's got 5. He's the only player that can win it for the Hawks. How can he find that space?
Well, I think that he's a smart footballer. We know that. And they haven't got a match-up for him. That's the problem. They haven't got a great small defender.
Here's Hodge out of the middle. Cyril in front of his man again. He's too agile for Grover. He had a fumble there, but he had Grover done.
His eyes lit up, I think. I think he thought number 6 is around the corner. Just failed to get the ball in his hands.
I think they're giving him plenty of space down there, Pickers.
Way too much for mine. Great centre clearance by the Hawks, though, all the same.
It was Hodge instrumental in that. Looking a little jittery just at the moment here, the Dockers. Pavlich has come down. There's Fyfe off the shin of Hawthorn. That's out of bounds on the full. Should be a Fremantle kick. Now the goal, now he's got it the wrong way. It should be.
Yep, okay.
Oh, well, the boundary umpire backing back off the wrong way. Thank goodness for that.
I think this would be a good time for the sub for Fremantle, Brian. They need some run. I feel Palmer would be a good match to come on right now.
And who, Kingy, do you think?
Oh, one of the tools. I think that they've become very stagnant.
What about Fyfe? Do you take the risk that he's going to continue to come up in this game?
I'd leave him out there. He's having a good day.
It's risky, though, if you do pull the trigger on your...
Clark's the one I'll take off.
To Clancy Pearce. De Boer in the one-on-one with Guerra. Keeps his feet. They've both gone to the ground. It's a battle royale. Got it in the end, the Hawks. Well done, Guerra. Wrapped him up for precious seconds.
And they're out the other side, too, clicking young.
Suckling. Kick was ordinary. Broughton to Ballantyne.
Clancy.
The little man finds Clancy Pearce. He thought about the play on. He'll go back now from 45 for a direct set shot.
Suckling's ball use has been outstanding, but just a couple under pressure.
Been a substitution for the Hawks, boys. Jordan Lyle off and the sub of Bruce on.
Well, Bruce has actually played that role well, that sub role in recent weeks.
Here is Pearce. Long way out. Tough shot. Distance and accuracy required here. Good-looking hoist. That is absolutely magnificent. Clancy Pearce has got 2.
Well, pretty harsh on Jonathan Griffin before, but, I mean, you look at the kick here. It was a great contest, this. This was a beauty. De Boer's done such a good job on Guerra, but Guerra's ability there to not only strip him with the footy, but then that kick there, well, he put it over his head. Look at the numbers. And Clancy Pearce, because of the turnover, was just standing there. But that's a good finish all the same, and it's what Fremantle needed, because Hawks have got a mini run on here. Good steadying goal.
What a magnificent kick there from Clancy Pearce to nail his second, stop the Hawthorn Rioli charge, and as David King reported, that man there, Lyle, has been substituted, and taking his place there's Luke Breust.
Team, no prior opportunity again, thanks.
Yeah, the run's the factor at the moment. The Hawthorn, I think they're going to need a lift in, so they put Breust on, and he can find the goals too.
So clever then, trying to do up his boot where the umpire bounced the ball, and the umpire wanted nothing of it. He said, I'm going to bounce it. There's Hodge. Had a couple of clearances in the last couple of minutes, trying to fight his team back into it. Now Rioli's deep with Grover, one-on-one. They're clearing the space out down there for him. This is going to be a Fremantle win, though. Fyfe just took his ball, eyes off the balls momentarily, gave an opportunity here, and once again Rioli the target. Over the head.
That was low percentage from Clinton Young. I've got a feeling he was going for goal.
Yeah,
he just put the ball 20 metres out to Rioli. That would have put Grover under enormous pressure, the way he can mark the ball.
Fremantle to work their way through here. That's a touch kick, and called back into the ball by Kepler Bradley was Broughton.
They've played up-tempo footy and control tempo really well, Freo. Like, they're controlling it now, but when the play opens up, they have looked a more exciting team when the game is really up-tempo.
Kepler Bradley goes long down the line, bit of a safety first kick. Clark fighting in front was Griffin. Here's Pavlich. Puopolo, big body. Duffield on the run, took a bounce, goes long ball. Pearce is down there. Hodge got back, didn't defend, did well. Soccer off the ground. Clancy offline.
Good build up again. You can see they'll control the tempo when they get an open forward line, get it in there quickly. It was only the experience of Hodge who was able to save a Fremantle goal.
Well, we talk about kicking again for the game. It's 57% Hawthorn today. Fremantle 70%.
Lower.
Head off.
Top one high.
In this quarter, Hawthorn going 45%. Not going to win too many games doing that.
And ball out wide. Old man Valentine trying to chisel it inboard. Opportunity for the Dockers, and plenty of Hawthorn numbers around here at the moment. I think it's going to come back at them, though, because Bradley will gather possession around the back door. He finds Johnson. Time to straighten. What a funny little kick it was.
Well, it's come off.
Valentine is able to make it work lower. And now Ibbotson.
Believe it or not, Brian, that'll be an effective kick because it went to a Fremantle player off Johnson's boot.
That little dribbler that went 3 metres.
Yep, because it went to a Fremantle player.
That's right.
The problem with you and your stats, Spud, they sometimes sort of don't work.
I'm taking your word for it.
Yep.
It's just a funny way to get an effective kick, isn't it?
Yep.
There's Max Bailey. Defensive 50, high ball. Burgoyne caught behind. Off hands. Did well, Burgoyne, to get his own ground level ball. And now Shaney.
Better.
Pew up below. On the wing, hammers the ball long and deep, not watching the ball. The Fremantle Dockers lucky not to give away the free kick there, lower. Trying to keep it alive, did really well, Breust. He's the fresh man with the fresh legs. And in the end, the tackle, saving tackle by Mzungu is good. Osborne's got one high. That's got to be a free kick.
I thought he ducked into it.
Still got to tackle him correctly. Umpire agrees with you, Spud, ducked into it, but you still have to tackle correctly.
Well, I'll stand corrected. You are right with that, Brian. Let's have a look. Did he duck into it?
Well, he certainly put his head down, and the umpire agreed with you, but I still reckon you've got to tackle him correctly. You're allowed to duck. There's no rule against ducking.
I have seen some of those paid for head-eye, but I think the umpire, a bit like me, the initial reaction from Osborne was to duck the head.
Yeah, I think you're right, but...
And he's probably blindsided on that angle, the central umpire.
Still can't forcefully get someone in the head, I wouldn't have thought.
No, you're right.
Thought the head was not to be touched at all. Over the line, throw it in, so deliberate, says the umpire. Michael Vozos.
Deliberate straight.
Let's have a listen.
Hold it. Straight up the line, deliberate. Great. Start on the other side, right. You're right now.
It's out of the stoppage.
That is unbelievable.
Ridiculous decision, unfortunately.
Down the line, Griffin fighting for the ball. Bailey did well in front.
Bailey showing a bit today, BT.
Yeah, he is. G. Hill's come into the game as well. Couple of sneaky little handballs out there. Here's Main trying to pick it up. Mitchell did well. Clancy Pearce over the top to the man that can run. Valentine Guerra got in the way.
You hear the Hawthorn supporters.
They're going feral, Spud.
They're frustrated.
Well, they're sensing that they're starting to lose a bit of a slip on this game. 23 points down and
cement a top 4 spot. That's what they're thinking about.
Yep. And be genuine challenges to the 2 above them as well. I think if they'd won this game, but right now, I guess their back is just part of the 8. Unless they can find their way out of this.
Well, there's Guerra. You talk about it, Pickers. He's only had the 6 disposal. It's an amazing game from Broughton. He had 34 all lace out last week against the Bullies.
De Boer might have the role there on Guerra.
De Boer, sorry, yes, it is.
Yeah, and Broughton's doing a job on Mitchell.
Calls the umpire. Speak of Mitchell, here he is. Used his left quite a bit today. Well done, Ibbotson, Pavlich, Mundy. And now an opportunity wide for Mazungu. And he's got a difficult shot at goal here. He's 40 metres out. You can see the 50-metre line intersects the boundary, is about where he'll kick it from. And they don't come any tougher than this.
Get a good look at this.
Clancy Pearce had one from a similar position. It didn't move in the air at all, but there is the good look at it. So Tendai Mazungu on the way across the face. Pack formed. Over the top went Main. Couldn't quite grab it. It was a big fly. Handball comes out. Kepler Bradley around the body. Hawthorn got some numbers.
He's got him against the ropes at the moment, Freo.
They have. It's like the pivotal goal, because I reckon if Fremantle get it, they're on the way. I reckon if Hawthorn get it, they're on the way back. It's that sort of pivotal, I reckon.
Absolutely. We saw the first quarter, the Hawks getting some late ones, just a risky kick.
Hill's going to juggle the mark, and he's well within his range. He's kicked 2 goals in the quarter.
Guerra, we saw it in the second quarter, played on, didn't give a goal away, and now he's put 1 lace out to Stephen Hill.
Stephen Hill to line up from 35 metres out on about a 50-degree angle. 3.5 minutes on the clock remaining in the third quarter. Fremantle an opportunity to make it a 30-point lead on the eve of 3/4 time. Huge kick. Hill straight at goal and misses to the left. Hawthorn breathe.
Well, they do breathe. That's 6 goals, 3 from set shots now, Freo. Hawthorn 5 goals, 5. So being able to take their chances. Great opportunity to really open up a big buffer there, though.
David King, Hawthorn, what do they need to do you think, to just get themselves out of this little hole at the moment as the kick comes back in here to Hodge?
They need to play on, Brian. They need to take some risks now. They need scores and they need them quickly. They can't just keep going with this chip-chip game, because it won't produce quick scores.
Mitchell down low. Roughhead presents up. Haven't seen a lot of this from Hawthorn today. We saw them control the Dogs game last week by foot in this position, but Fremantle have been all over them, done their homework. Griffin getting back. Probably should have marked it, got both Dukes on it in the end, but look at the charging bull in there, and Brad Sewell trying to get the ball out.
Yeah, sorry. You track back under him. Thanks, Brad. Cheers, Brad.
Kingy, what about Reece Palmer? When do you think Mark Harvey will activate it at 3/4 time?
I think so. I think that they look like they need some run, but their control's been really good with the ball the last 5 minutes. Not taking any big risks for you.
Roughhead stole it off McFarlane.
I suppose Mark Harvey's looking, he doesn't want to upset the chemistry. Things are going well at the moment.
There he is, Palmer, sitting next to the doctor on the extreme right-hand side.
Well, it doesn't look like he's ready to play, Brian, at the moment. Certainly after in the last quarter, you would think.
There's Mitchell. Did well, Zach. Clark there spinning and gives it to Hill, who's had a pretty much a blistering third quarter. Goes down the line, safety first. Bradley did all the bullocking work and did really well and got the result Fremantle needed. There is the action on the bench as Mark Harvey delivers all sorts of words of advice.
No, he's coached well today, Mark Harvey. He's really upset the Hawthorn style of the last month.
He has. He's done a lot of planning, Spud, and as you say, he's got it right to this stage.
No, he has, because they've turned the ball over. They're manning up the loose player at all times, and they're really corralling, putting pressure on the guy that's going to kick the ball.
And they're doing it without probably their most consistent and best player of the year in David Mundy, who's hardly had an influence, really.
Yeah.
Only had 12 touches.
Very good point.
And he's tagged Hodge and Guerra, who are their best ball users. Guerra's only had 6, and Hodge has only had the 12 disposals, so he's gone to school on the 2 playmakers as well. The only one that's got out of the loop is Rioli, but he's just a freak.
Perfect here for Mark Harvey, because he's able to yell instructions right where the ball is in front of him and get things organised. Here's Ballantyne, got through one, he was looking for the give and go.
Look away handball.
Had a bit of hang time in it, he wanted it back, and as a result, they may well be hurt. A minute 30 on the clock. Young sees Cyril. Cyril's got 5. Grover's a long way behind. Here comes Rioli. The paddle, the gather, the pass. Bruce goal. Magnificent Hawthorn play.
To go to turnovers, well, Ballantyne, the look-away handball, I think it was too rich for mine. You could just see the overlap. Freo were all at sea, because they should have been shooting 4 goal. But Cyril, have a look at the leg speed here. Turns Grover, the afterburners come on, puts 15 metres on him, then just has a lot of time to put it over to Bruce, the sub. But it started up the other end from Ballantyne for mine. That look-away handball, that just really does deflate the team. He's off the ground, Ballantyne.
Wow, did you see that from Cyril? Would have loved to have finished with the goal, but he gave it off. The consummate team man, 19-point margin.
And on the other side of the coin, David King, Ballantyne straight off, and Mark Harvey personally just had a few words.
That's when it's not great for the player to have the coach on the bench. When you make an error like that and make it game on again.
There was a lot of give and go about it as well, and here come the Hawks. There's a minute remaining. Unbelievably back to 19 points. Here comes Rioli in front. Johnson just a head down. Cyril got it off to Hodge. The skipper around the body. Hodge misses.
Now, Freo put players behind the ball. It was all Freo attacking. Now they're in the defensive frame of mind because of one turnover from Ballantyne.
Now they're within 3 straight kicks. No Hollywood in the 3rd quarter, says Mark Harvey to Ballantyne. Keep it simple. McFarlane down the line does just that.
Gibson's been terrific on main since he's been shifted onto him. Hasn't put a foot out of place this year, Josh Gibson.
Hawthorn have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. Back to an 18-point margin within 36 seconds of 3-quarter time. Game on. Pushing the back there, it looked. Bailey tries to dribble it out of the action. Here's the danger man in Hodge. Created the last opportunity. Alistair Clarkson sitting on his right is David Flood. Damien Monkhurst on his left. With all the help he needs, Mark Harvey. Respond. Down to the left, here's Bradley. Kick forward. Dropped by Murphy. Still time here, 18 seconds. Has he got any help, Duffield? No, he hasn't.
Berglund just on the ground behind the ball. That's what saved Hawthorn there.
Nice kick too. Duffield takes the mark, and that'll just about be it for scoring here in the 3rd quarter. A very interesting quarter of football. A 4-goal quarter for Fremantle, a 3-goal quarter for Hawthorn, and Alistair Clarkson would right now think he's a chance to hunt Mark Harvey's team down. It's Fremantle at 3-quarter time by 18 points. 12-8-80. Hawthorn 9-8-62.